Hey everybody, I'm Jacob Castro and welcome to another video here on Jacob's Aquarium. So today in this video I'm going to be answering a question that I get asked almost weekly about the Kessil LEDs, and pretty much it's because people are curious. It's a good question, and I don't blame them for asking because there really isn't a lot of information on the internet about just how many Kessil LEDs or what kind of Kessil LED will work best for your aquarium. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. What Kessil LED would be good for your particular setup. Now, as you can imagine, I can't really 100% guarantee that the lights that I'm going to recommend to you today will work for you 100% because of course I don't know your specific aquarium. There are so many different variables when it comes into individual aquariums that people have. So just know that, I can't guarantee 100% that the lights I recommend will work for you, perfectly. But nonetheless, this is pretty much a generic recommendation for, certain tanks, like as far as size and height and length and depth, things like that. So as you can see, I have three Kessil LED models mounted over my 80-gallon. The Kessil A160, the Kessil A150, and the Kessil A360. All three of these lights are perfect for planted tanks because they're within the appropriate Kelvin rating and they are very, very bright. Now, as I said, the most asked question is how many Kessil LEDs do I need for my particular aquarium? So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an example using my 80-gallon tank. So my tank is 48 inches long, 21 inches high, and 18 inches deep. Three Kessil LEDs are perfect for this setup. I know I have three different models here, but if I had just one of a particular model, or I should say three of a particular model, it would be fine as well. So I'm not putting three different models over my tank for a reason. These are just the ones I have and, the ones I got from the company. So, these are the ones I'm using. So three A160s or three A150s or three 360s will be kind of pushing it because these are really bright. So I'd probably stay with these two, get three of either of these, but that would be perfect for this tank. So my tank is 48 inches long. If you do the math, which I'll put that on the screen for you right now, if you divide, the inches as far as length per Kessil LED light fixture, you kind of get a sense of how much it lights an aquarium as far as, the length. So you kind of will, see what Kessil LED you need for your particular aquarium based on the length of your aquarium. Now, as far as the depth of your aquarium, you really don't have to worry about having more than one Kessil LED per segment, of the length of your aquarium, unless you have a really unusual tank like a large hexagonal tank or a large cube, square tank, tanks like that. You really don't have to worry about having more than one. Because generally for standard aquariums that are 18 inches in width, 15 inches, 10 inches, around there, the Kessil LED light fixtures spread very well for those kind of depths. But for something more unusual, as I said, for hexagonal, square, cube tanks, stuff like that, large cube tanks, you may have to get more than one Kessil LED light fixture and position them, one in front of the other as you go per, segment length of your aquarium. So that's just something to think about. But as I said, for standard aquariums, only one Kessil LED light fixture would be needed, per segment of the length of your aquarium. Now, the next question you may have is, well, what about the height of my tank? Will the Kessil LEDs work with the height of my aquarium? While Kessil LEDs do spread light very, very well, and you can generally light a large area with one Kessil LED fixture, I really don't recommend placing the Kessil LED more than 5 to 6 inches above your water line of your aquarium, because anything higher than that, you tend to lose, the overall output of the light coming from the Kessil LED light fixture, and that can really affect plant growth, because your plants aren't getting that full, light rays that they need to grow, so the higher you position the light, the more light you tend to lose. So I typically recommend people to stay above 5 to 6 inches above their aquarium. If you're growing foreground plants, period, you're not growing stem plants, you can even position it closer. because when you have the light position 5 to 6 inches above the water line, you do that so that the tops of your tall stem plants will be lit as well, not just, you know, the bottom portion of them. But like I said, if you're just growing foreground plants, you really don't need to worry about that. So you can even position the Kessil LED light closer to your aquarium, not dramatically close, like an inch, because that would be risky if, you know, water touched it, of course. But you can do that in order to increase the brightness in your tank to grow your foreground plants a lot better. So as I said, it just depends on what plants you're growing in your tank. But in my tank, once again, we'll go back to the example that I'm using. I have stem plants growing, so I need the tops of my stem plants to be lit as well, or illuminated, I should say. Not lit, sounds like I'm lighting on fire. No, illuminated, I should say. So I need the tops of my stem plants to be illuminated as well. So my lights are 5 to 6 inches above my tank. And even still, my foreground plants, like my moss plants, my pogo stem and Halfairy, is growing very, very well. So, you know, I really don't think you need to position them any closer, but as I said, you can if you wanted to increase brightness in your tank. So my tank is 21 inches tall, and as I said, the Kessil LEDs mounted 5 to 6 inches above my water is perfect. You know, everything is lit very well. Anything taller than that would be fine. I pretty much feel you can go up to maybe 36 inches as far as a tall tank. I've used Kessil LEDs on my 50-gallon tall, and they've grown plants perfectly fine. And this tank is pretty tall as well. So I really feel that that would be the max though, 36 inches. Anything higher than that I feel would be pushing it, and you would lose a lot of light penetration, and any plants that you have growing close to your substrate at that height, you know, 36 inches would just not grow that well. So while you can try it, you know, maybe with some really low light, you know, less demanding plants, you know, I really feel that 36 would be the max. Anything above that is just pushing it. Now, if you have a tank like mine that's, you know, a little under 21 inches tall, you really don't have to worry about which Kessil LED model you buy, because pretty much all of these have the perfect amount of brightness for that particular aquarium. Anything taller than that, I would recommend the A360, because that is the brightest one, and it's like super bright, you know, and it can light a really tall tank. If you have a tank that is a little under that, you know, a couple inches under, you know, maybe I would say 25 or 24 inches, you know, the A160 will be perfect. And if you have a really short tank, like a 15-inch tall tank, or even something shorter than that, the A150 would be perfect as well. Because the A150, believe it or not, even though they're all super bright, is the less brightest fixture, I guess I could say, out of this three. But pretty much all of these would work perfect for a short tank. But as you get higher, you know, you want to increase the brightness in your aquarium, or you want to maintain the brightness in your aquarium. So you just should follow those rules. As I said, you know, as you get taller, the A160 is perfect, and then at the max, you know, for the really tall tanks, the A360 would be the best. So I hope this answers that question, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned, because this Saturday on the live show, I'm gonna have a special guest. His name is Sean Peck from the YouTube channel Peck Tech. We're gonna be talking about his videos, his channel, what he does in the hobby, his personal home aquariums. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I love having guests on the show because it makes it much more interesting, you know, being able to you know, create a dialogue about certain discussions, you know, with two people rather than just me, you know. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys, and I encourage you guys to watch the show. And of course, if you have any questions, it's a great place to you know, to ask that question live to me. You know, you can call our number or add us on Skype and, you know, talk to us through Skype. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So this Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on my YouTube channel. So thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking my videos, watching my videos, everything you guys have done for this channel. Have fun with your tanks, and I will see you next time.